Now, for a long time, it was a competition between the Queensland government and the Victorian government about which one was the worst in the country. Thankfully, the bad Labor government is flushed in Queensland, so now one is left standing, and it is the Victorian government. The Victorian government, first of Daniel Andrews, now of his protégé, Jacinta Allen, is in a world of trouble making decisions that make everything worse every day. The priorities are all over the shop. Oh, but we make cool TikTok videos. Well, hopefully Victoria is at some point in time going to wake up to this mob, but let's give them a little end-of-year report card. The debt in Victoria is so big that with the help of this little graphic I can show you that every Victorian man, woman or baby collectively owes $25,000 in government debt. That is more than the federal government, where each and every Australian man, woman and baby $24,000. South Australia 17, New South Wales 15, Tasmania 12, Queensland 10, WA 9. Repeat, worst in the country. $25,000 for every one of its citizens. That's the story of the Allen government. And then there's the 000 system about police, fire or ambulance. The 000 system, which, remember, 33 people died before the last state election as a result of the failures in the 000 system. Oh, they said it's been fixed. Well, last week, the 000 system had dispatches using pen and paper. That's the Allen Labor government. At the Royal Melbourne Hospital, The Age tells us today that they are slashing the number of junior doctors' hours in the hospital because they can't pay for them. And then there's this little doozy, which I'm sure you have not heard anywhere else. It is the number of kids that need to be restrained because of what they are doing at school. The numbers are particularly frightening because the vast majority of this stuff is happening in primary schools. According to The Age, record high numbers of students being restrained or secluded at Victoria's state schools is now 2,700 kids. In the 2023 figure, it represents a 46% increase on the previous year, when 1,844 students were restrained or put into some sort of seclusion. This according to data that has been publicly released by the Education Department since 2019. Let's not use words, let's use the pretty pictures and the graphs to tell the story. Have a look at this. On the left-hand side, 2019. The dip of 2020, when kids were at home, not physically in school, and now in 2023. Primary school kids, 1,466 were restrained in the Victorian public education system, 406 in high school. What's going on with primary school kids? Because of aggression to other people. You can see it went down in the pandemic. It came straight back when school came back. It fell down last year and now it's up to 1,500. 1,500 kids who needed to be restrained because of aggression towards other people at school. What about self-harm? 127. 127 kids had to be restrained because of what they may be doing to themselves. I hope they're so proud of what they've done to our kids. I hate everyone who made the decisions to keep our kids out of school for a couple of years. Victoria, the worst. And 213 because they were going to damage property with a risk of hurting themselves or somebody else. But what does the Victorian Premier focus on? What is this moron doing? Instead, defending the rights of a murderer to have IVF in jail. Oh, of course, this will be referred to as a very minor incident that nobody should talk. How does this person have the right to that? Certain offences must result in not having access to this system. We're not talking about a person who's in jail for 3 months or 6 or even a year. It's a person who's supposed to be in jail for longer than 15 years because of a murder. Unbelievable. The family of those who have been impacted forever because of her actions think that this is an outrage. Yet today, rather than saying, look, this shouldn't happen, I promise it'll never happen again, this was the crap that the Victorian Premier was serving up today. Remember this whenever the hell there's a chance to vote her out.
There has been a program that has run since the 1980s, a Living with Mums program that operates across Victoria's correctional system. It has been run obviously over that period of times under Liberal and Labor governments, and it is a program that is supported within the operational budget of Corrections Victoria. So that is a program that's existing, a long-standing program that is run throughout the corrections system.
Victoria, please. Please. The education system, the prison system, youth crime, housing, debt. You've got to get rid of them. You absolutely have to get... I get it about the Libs and I know all the rest of it, but please get rid of them. Sadly, it'll be a little while before that happens.